wrestling fans, guys, this weekend is WrestleMania. I'm going to be honest. I turned Monday Night Raw off during the main event. I hate saying that. I really do. I'm a fan of RK Bro. Anybody who has watched this channel on a regular basis or who has been tuning into me on a regular basis knows that I am a fan of RK Bro. But I turned this Monday Night Raw off. And yes, I am calling it Monday Night Raw, not WrestleMania Raw. Off early, because for the simple fact that that's the name. It will always be Monday Night Raw. It is not WrestleMania Raw. WWE continues, let me tell you guys, continues to stretch out the WrestleMania brand way too much. WrestleMania Raw, WrestleMania SmackDown, WrestleMania Backlash, 2 days of WrestleMania. They almost put WrestleMania Chamber or WrestleMania Elimination Chamber. Almost did that this year. Wrestling fans, it will always be Monday Night Raw and SmackDown. We got a whole show to cover today, guys. So y'all strap yourselves in, because it's the go-home show to WrestleMania, and believe me, a lot happened tonight. Not saying that the show was the best in the world, because believe me, it wasn't. Even if it was a stacked card, and it was pretty much a Raw Super Show with Raw and SmackDown superstars combined. We had a couple handicap matches. We had the Viking Raiders absolutely just destroyed, jobbed out by Owens. We had Bobby Lashley's return, in which we saw Owens taken down to the mat for the first time by Bobby Lashley, and that match is set for WrestleMania. All that plus so much more we're going to discuss right here today. Before we do, y'all know what to do. Subscribe to the channel today. Hit that subscribe button and hit that bell for all notifications. 371 subscribers to the channel right now, so thank you very much if you are one of those. Also, go back and check out anything you missed. A few of the videos down below. Backyard Beatdown has begun. Season 3. Episode 1 is up. Part 1 and 2. Go and check it out. Ladder match and a hardcore match. Absolutely awesome. Now, let's dive into the go-home show of Monday Night Raw for WrestleMania. Whew. Monday Night Raw kicked off with Cowboy Brock Lesnar. Cowboy Brock Lesnar came out and he did the Paul Heyman shtick. And he took a little journey down Suplex City, gave us a little old school take back of what he was going to do to Roman Reigns on Sunday, which was taking him down this street and that street, taking him to Suplex City, and then taking him on a ride where Stone Cold Steve Austin was going to be at, and he was going to give him an F5, and at the end, he was going to be the undisputed champion in WWE. I, for one, wrestling fans, thought it was a great way to start off Monday Night Raw. I'm actually loving this babyface run of Brock Lesnar, and it's going to be very missed by, I know, me and many of you all out there when Brock loses on Sunday, because there's no way he is victorious. He'll leave for a while, and he'll probably come back around SummerSlam. but it will be missed on WWE TV, this character and this run that he's having, because it's absolutely awesome, and it adds a great deal to WWE TV. We had The Miz and Rey Mysterio, along with Logan Paul. He added his 2 cents in. And Dominic Mysterio, he came out and he started tackling and punching The Miz, and they all got into a brawl. Wrestling fans, does anybody really care about this matchup for WrestleMania Saturday? I don't really. I really don't, and I'm sure you all don't either. Rey Mysterio and Dominic will probably pick up the victory. Y'all can go back and watch my preview and predictions of WrestleMania. It's on the channel right now. But I really wish they wouldn't have had a match between The Miz and Rey Mysterio. They could have had a brawl backstage between these 4 guys. They could have had something that would build this up besides a one-on-one encounter. Something that would have done it besides a match. Every time we have a rival, every time we see a feud on WWE TV, WWE seems to think that the best way to build up a matchup is to have another match. You know, when you go back in history to the 90s and to the 2000s, and I'm talking about early 2000s up to like 2010, you never saw that. You didn't see that on a weekly basis, is what I'm trying to say. You saw backstage segments, you saw brawls, you saw a person come out to the kind of a stand. They had a stand where the commentator was. You had commentators, and then you had where the broadcast journalist was at, and then you had where Mean Gene was at, and they were standing someplace, and the wrestlers would come out, and they would come out to them, and they would cut their promo, and maybe they would have a confrontation there, and it was out by the fans. Something different each and every week. Go back to that, WWE. Wrestling 101. Fans don't want to see the same thing every single week. We just don't. Now, moving on to the 8-woman tag team matchup. Spoiler alert, Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan will not be winning the women's tag team titles at WrestleMania. They're just not going to do it. Wrestling 101 tells you that since they picked up the victory tonight, they will not win on WrestleMania. That's pretty much what that tells you. What wrestling tells you is that Sasha Banks and Naomi stand a good chance because they didn't pick up the pinfall. And let's just face it, even though Queen Zelina and Carmella haven't really been doing anything, they've been losing a lot, but look what they've been doing with those tag titles. Nothing. Sasha Banks and Naomi, give them the tag titles, and maybe we'll actually have some women's tag team matches. I mean, that's just how I'm looking at it, wrestling fans. Y'all let me know what you're thinking about it in the comments below. One thing that's really that got me scratching my mind is, why in the world WWE decided to put the Usos and RK Bro together now in a tag team matchup tonight. Now, I get it that draw ratings and stuff like that. But here's where I'm at. We have this little thing called the Thanksgiving week tradition known as the Survivor Series every November. Always been one of my favorite pay-per-views. It has been known as teams of 4 and 5 compete to see who will survive. Also known as the one night of the year that Raw and SmackDown face each other. Wrestling fans, WWE needs to throw that out the window. If we are going to continue to see stuff like this, they need to throw it out the window. Just because we had a Raw Super Show, because that's all this was. It was a Raw Super Show. Doesn't mean that we should see tag team matchup between a Raw superstar and a SmackDown superstars. That's not what I mean, seriously. If you wanted to have SmackDown superstars on Raw, then you could have had the Bloodline all come out together and which they did. That's how you could have the Usos on them. You could have built up the RK Bro tag team matchup for WrestleMania somehow. You didn't need to have RK Bro versus the Usos. That was not necessary. Didn't say it was a terrible matchup. I turned it off early. What I saw of it was pretty good. So y'all let me know how the ending was, because I didn't stick around for the ending, okay? I decided to come on here and jump on here early to start recording this for you wrestling fans. Because let's just face it. One tag team that's hot, and the other tag team that's hot because they're with the Bloodline and they're the Usos and stuff. So either way, one tag team is losing momentum unless it ended by some disqualification or a count out. I mean, that's just it. Y'all let me know what you're thinking in the comments below, and let me know, guys, how that ended, how Raw went off the air. Now, let's talk about Kevin Owens and the Kevin Owens show. I'm going to be honest, wrestling fans. Kevin Owens and the KO show this weekend at WrestleMania, he is going to, get stunned, have beer thrown on him, all different types of stuff by Stone Cold Steve Austin. The build to this KO show, or whatever it's going to turn out to be, I'm going to be honest with you, it would have been better if at least 1 week, to me, if at least 1 week, Austin would have cut Kevin Owens off, like tonight. Cut KO off and said, I've been there this Sunday, or, something. some BS thing like that. I don't know. I don't care what he would have said. Just pulled some Stone Cold promo that he used to would have cut real short, quick, to the point, and that had been it. But needless to say, I'm glad to hear that is what's main eventing WrestleMania Saturday, because anything else wouldn't be able to follow that. As much as they've built this up, I know they say that it's been 19 years. It really hasn't been 19 years because Austin's been back, a few times. It hasn't been like, stomping, mud holes and doing that kind of stuff. But we have seen Stone Cold in the ring being a ref, and when he came back at WrestleMania 30 and did that kind of stuff, we've seen him do that. But if he's going to come back and he's going to Stone Cold Stunner and he's going to do all that stuff this time, hey, look, nobody's going to follow that on Saturday. Not with the card they have laid out. One thing I'm glad, I was a little surprised about, though, was, I can't say I'm glad, but I was surprised, is the fact that they put Seth Rollins' matchup on Saturday. Vince McMahon had a little discussion with Seth Rollins tonight in WWE headquarters, and Seth Rollins gets his match against a person of Mr. McMahon's choosing. And I'm just going to say I was surprised that Mr. McMahon, that they did not put this on WrestleMania Sunday, and they put Styles and Edge on WrestleMania Saturday. Because you would think they would save the anticipation and the wait and all that for Rollins' opponent until Sunday. That's what you would think. They didn't go down that route. I'm just surprised. Y'all let me know what you're thinking in the comments below, wrestling fans, about that. The only thing I can really think of is, they needed to sell more tickets for Saturday, so they put that on Saturday, and they left Edge and Styles on Sunday. Let me know what you're thinking in the comments below. And outside of that, not a whole lot happened, wrestling fans. Not a whole lot happened at all. On Monday Night Raw, Roman Reigns came out and he said that he got Brock Lesnar's blood. He got his receipt. The game has changed. He's going to get the ultimate prize, the ultimate comeback, what's rightfully his, and that is becoming a dual champion, the undisputed champion once WrestleMania is over, beating Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. The one thing he has not done, wrestling fans, and that's beating Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. I for one am ready to see this matchup, but I'm for one ready to see this match be over with, because this is not the biggest match of all time, and we've seen it enough times. We kind of know what to expect. It's going to be a good matchup, but Reigns is going to win. And, I don't know. Hopefully, once Reigns wins, The Rock comes out. That's what I'm hoping for. Y'all let me know what you're thinking in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel today. Hit that subscribe button. And of course, until I see you again, this is Webby. And I'll catch all of you on the other side. Talk to you later.